Hello everyone. Good evening. How are you all? If you can hear me loud and clear, type out L and C in the chat box. Let me just adjust the camera a bit. Okay. Hello, hello, hello. If you can hear me loud and clear, type out L and C in the chat box. Okay. Let's wait for few more minutes and then get started. Thank you for those who have joined on time. I hope you're having a nice week. Let's just wait. Thank you. Thank you. Let's wait. Three more minutes to go before we get started. Okay, one more minute and we'll get started. Okay, welcome everyone. Thank you for joining in. Uh, I see a lot less number of people have joined in, but that's okay. We will get started. Uh, can those of you who have joined in remind me what were the topics that we covered during our last session, which happened on when? Last Friday, right? Last Thursday. Yeah. So what was the topic that we covered? Come on, come on, come on. Soon, 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 soon. Let's see who remembers. Of course, we had a session on Wednesday that was Q&A. Only a few people joined, and then we had a couple of things discussed. But what was that we discussed during our last session, which happened on last Thursday? What was it? Creating pop-up window? Yes. RG, I think, happened prior to that session, right? During the last session, we spoke about pop-up, group focus, pop-up, group focus, and then one more thing. Floating group, right? So if we go to the containers, group and repeating group had happened prior to this. We covered pop-up, floating group, and group focus. Okay. And today what we are going to cover is dataset, data types, option set, and custom states. Okay. Are you all ready to get started? Type in yes and let's get started. Come on, come on, come on. Hello, hello, hello. Can we get started? Are you all ready? Okay. Let's start with data types, right? So we had user as a default data type in the database, right? And post is something that we created. Okay. This was created during second session or so, where we allowed the users to create posts. Okay. Now in this, we created just one field, which was post text. Okay. Now let's go to add comments, okay, which would become another data type. Okay, so I would make it as post comment, right? What are the fields that we may have to create when we are creating comments to posts? Let's see. Come on. what are the fields that we have to create when it comes to post comments. We can go back here. So we can see the comments. Let's start with the basic one. What are the things that we need? Linked post, right? Linked post is required, which is where we can link it to post. Okay, this particular field will tell us the comment is linked to which post. And of course, we also need the comment text, right, which is of text type. And then by default, we also have who is the creator, right? Bubble records who is the creator of this particular comment. Okay. So this is how we create a data type. Let's go here and create an option for users to add a comment. Okay, so I'm going over here. So these are the posts that we have. Okay, group post. And within that, I'm going to add one more group at the bottom, right? And this will be group comment, right? So we need some space on the top. Of course, we have a few options over here, which we have still not added. Okay, so let's go ahead with this particular group that we are creating right now. Okay, and I'm going to copy this particular image, paste it over here. We don't need it to be this big. So let me make it as 40 or maybe 35. Okay, and let's get it to center align. Okay, and then we need to have a input box. In fact, multi-line input box. So I'm going to take the same thing here, going to paste it over here. We have to change this group from column to row, right? Because that's what we need. And we can add some spacing of, let's say, 15. And we don't need this to be this big. Okay, as we can see, it is pretty small. Okay, so height can be, let's say, 40. And we have to change the top as, let's say, 8, bottom as 8. Should be good enough, and remaining things are fine. It's with the white background, no grayish background. So let me just go ahead and make it as white. So let's see if this is already, this looks good. It says add a comment, right? So we will go over here and change this to add a comment. Okay, and the border also looks slightly dull, not very dark. So we can change this from 6B, 6B, 6B to EB, EB, EB. Not sure if it becomes too dull, but that's okay. Or let's make it 6B, 6B, 6B. With just 50%. Okay. So this is a multi-line input. Oh, wait. This is a text that we have added. We need a multi-line input box. Sorry about that. So let me get a multi-line input box over here. Of course, add a comment. And let's make this as 40 with the top as 8, bottom as 8, left can be 12 and 12. This can open up. Okay, this is 40. So we'll make the roundness as 30. So then we have very good roundness. This can be 1 and this can be 60, 60, 60 with 50%. Okay. Ideally, this should not be fixed width. Okay. We can see that it's expanding. Should not happen. Anyways, that's fine. Okay. Now, let's go back and see what are the options available. We have emoji and image attachment. Let's not include them. Okay. And we can directly click on enter to, and for that we can also add an icon. Okay, that's visual element. I'll add that at the end of this one here. Okay, which will be for send. Right, so this is for send and we want this to be 25, 25, that is good, and add workflow. Right, so here what we want to do is we want to create a new thing. I hope all of you are able to follow this, right? So here we are going to create post comment, right? And we are going to have link post as, okay, let's make it as parent groups thing. So this one should have a post, which is linked to parent groups post. And similarly, this one should also be linked to parent groups post. And this one should be multi-line and a comments value. Okay. Once this is done, we also want to reset relevant inputs, which will reset the inputs. And I'm going to log in as one of the users and see if we are able to add comments. Okay, of course, I'll go as this user. So we are on the feed page right now. So we have a few posts added, and from here I can create comment, right? This is my first comment on the portal. I'll click on enter. And because it's a multi-line input box, if you click on enter, it goes to the next line. So I'll click on this one. Okay. Now we are creating the post. Okay, I'll show you that. Post comments. So that's being put over here. But that's not being displayed because we have not added the repeating group to display it. Okay. And now I'm going to add a repeating group, right, which will be added just below this particular group. And this will be post comments. Data source will be do a search for post comment, where linked post equals to parent groups post, because we do not want all the comments to be shown for all the things, right? Excuse me. Okay. So I've got very bad cough. Excuse me for that. So I'll remove the fixed number of rows and we can make this as 35, right? And we'll expand the width to the entire range that we have, and we'll make this as 35 as well. Okay, let's look at what we have here. So we have the image, we have the name, and then the comment, right? So we will do a similar thing. So I'll copy this one and this one. Copy this, come back here. Within the repeating group, let's add a group. Okay, which can be for each comment. Now each comment type of content will also be post comment. Current cells post comment. Okay, and we can copy this. We can paste it over here. Of course, we have to change this group from column to row with spacing of 10. We have this, we have this. The next thing we need is the comment. Let's go to comment. And okay, so this particular, so what's happening? This particular comment is coming slightly on the right side. Okay, and we can do that. I'll just copy this. I'll paste it within. Okay. So one of the things that we have to do is, this is each comment. This one should be parent groups post comments, creators, profile pic. And this one should be post comments, comment creators, name. And this one should be comments, comment text. Right? One of the things that we have to do is like we had done here. This one can be made as 80%. Okay, thereby pushing this below. We will also add a row gap here so that there is some space added here, and this one can expand. Yep. This can be like 200 minimum, and then we will expand this so it takes the entire region. But we also need the space on the left side. Okay, and that's why we can add a left margin of 20, 30 maybe, or 35. Okay, let's quickly check if this is being shown on the front end now. Are you all following what we are doing? Are we going at the right speed, everyone? So one of the things that we missed doing here is to make it round. So I'm going to make this roundness as 100. Similarly, I'll apply that over here as well. Okay. So we can see that the comments has been added here. Let's quickly check if there is anything that we have to do. Okay. So did you understand how do we create new data types and how do we map it to a different data type? So in this case, we created post comment. We linked it to post. Okay. So post is a different data type, right? So we linked here, and then we also created a new field called comment text, which is coming from the user, right? Is this clear, everyone? We also saw how do we connect this on the front end and create the app data. Is this clear? Everyone following? Okay, can we add, excuse me, sorry. Can we add like features now? Can we create the like feature? Are we ready? If you are all ready, please type in ready in the chat box and let's implement ready. Not required, Aditya. So we don't have to create a list of things in the post data type because we are anyways using a repeating group to display the post, and post comment has linking to post. So that's sufficient. Okay. So I'll be creating one more data type now, which is for like. And here also we are going to link another data type. So pay attention because when you're building complex application or any application for that matter, right? You want to link one data type to another data type. And that's why it is very, very important to understand how this works. Okay. Now, like we have created post comment, right? We can create post like. Okay. So what we want is link post. Okay. This can be anything, right? You can name it as just post. You can name it as link post. You can name it as mapped post. You can name it as like XYZ, right? It could be anything. I like to name it as linked post because then I understand that we are talking about linking it to different data type. Yeah, just 1 second. Excuse. Yeah, sorry. So I'm making it as linked post and field type. Okay. If you remember, we saw the basic types like text, number, numeric range, date range, and so on and so forth. Okay. But in this case, we are going to the data type will be post. Okay. So this is linked post and this is post, right? Now liked by would be the creator. Okay. So that's all we need. We don't need anything else because it's not a text to add like in case of post comment, we wanted to understand what is the comment that the user is going to add. But in this case, it's just a like. Okay. So we can create just which is the link post so that we can show that a particular user has liked it. Okay. Good enough. Now let's go to the design. Let's go to LinkedIn to check how this works. So we have a button, which is basically with icon and text. So I'm going to add that over. Okay, group post. This is the group post. And just below to this, we have to add that. So I'm going to add one more group here because anyways, we have a few more options to come there. Okay, and we can have actions, group actions. I'm going to add a button here and this will be icon and label. And app with like. Okay, we can see that it does not have any background color. So I'll just remove it. We just have to change the icon color to uh, C2C maybe. Yeah. Likewise, the font color can also be the same thing. C2C. The button is too big. So let's just change this to like 35 or maybe 25. Yeah. Okay. And we can see here when we hover on top of it, there is a slight light grayish background. So we'll go to conditions. Okay. And we'll add this button is forward. That's when we want to have a background style, which will be flat color, and background color would be DTB. Okay. So if I click on off here, you can see what would be the color like. Okay. We can have some, right? Because we have it even in LinkedIn. Okay. And corner should be, let's say 10. Give me a second. Okay. So we've added this now. Okay. Uh, let's add the workflow. Now closely observe. I click on add workflow, right? We want to create a new record, which would basically be post like. And in this case, link post would be parent groups post. And for that, we need to get to this particular group, we need to get type of content as post, and this would be parent groups post. And once we do that, we can go to workflow and we can map parent groups post when we click on the button. Let's quickly check if this is working fine. So we have this button. When I go over, it's showing us some gray. I'll click on this. We can check that the data is being created. Okay. But it's not shown yet because we have not added any workflow for that or any logic for that. I'll click on this. We can see that it changes to bluish color. Okay. When we have a like. And so I'll go to the conditions and I'll add a condition which is do a search for post like, add a new constraint, linked post equals to parent groups post. Okay. One more constraint is created by equals current user. Yep. So we have two conditions. Sorry. So we have two conditions. One, it should be the parent groups post. The second one is created by equals to current user, which means if I have liked it, the icon should change only to me, not for others. Right? And then count is greater than 0. Then the icon can be the same, but icon color can change. Right? We can make it as, let's say, blue. Icon can be same. Let's see how this looks. Yeah, this looks good. And the font color can also change. So font also, I'll select this big. Okay. Now let's go back to this particular page. And we can see that for this one, it shows blue. For this one, it's still black because I have not liked this particular post yet. Okay. Let me go to this one, great session testing image. WO without upload, I guess. That's the image. Yeah. So I'll click on this one. You can see that this also turned to blue. Now we have to do one more thing. That is, if at all I want to remove the like that I've already added, we need to add the workflow for that. Yeah. Just a second again. Sorry, guys. So what we have to do is I'll copy this condition that we had added in the conditionals. We'll go back to the workflow and button like flow, right? Here, I'll add the condition, which is count is 0. If the count is 0, then we are going to create a new record, right? Now I'm going to copy this. I'm going to paste the same workflow that we created. And in this case, I'll say count is greater than 0. If it's already greater than 0, which means we have already liked it, then we have to remove it, right? And the way we remove it is delete thing. And what are we going to delete? We're going to delete the same thing, that is search for post like, okay, which is with constraints as linked post equals to parent groups post created by equals to current user, right? Two constraints we are adding. And then it's not count is greater than 0, it's the first item. Okay, I'll repeat this. Let's first check if this works. Okay, create a new post is not required here, so I'm going to remove this, right? So let's go back. I am going to click on this one, which is already liked by me. I'm going to click on this one. It will be removed and this should go off. Okay, it's not working. Let's check why. I'll go to step by step. Let's see why it's not working. I'll click on this one. Okay, it's come here. Count is not greater than 0. And groups post current user. This is very strange. Let me just quickly check why. We have two of them here. One is for this post, one is for this post. I'll just change the display data here instead of unique ID so that we can easily understand what are we, which post, we can make it as post text. So I'll remove this, click on save. So we have one for grade session testing image without upload and then trial post created. So 2 likes have been added and both have been added by abcd@red7.com. Right, so let's check the condition again. Search for post like, linked post equals to parent groups post, created by is current user, count is greater than 0. Let me just refresh it once. Let's come back to app data and post likes. What? Okay. Sometimes Bubble does this. Okay. So let's check once again because I think we should get this removed. Am I missing something here? Only when parent groups post, trial post created. Yes, that's right. Current user. I'm not logged in. I'm logged in. Something seems to be wrong. We have post likes. Oh, that's deleted. There you go. Yeah, so it's gone. I mean, we can see it in the database as well. It's gone. But Bubble was acting crazy. Okay, so let me again click on like. It should turn to blue. I'll click on it again. It should turn to black. Yeah, there you go. Okay, so as you can see, the color has got changed. Okay, let's try it with some other post. I'll click on this one. It will change to blue. I'll click on this one again. It should turn to black. Yeah. Okay. So we have added the feature where people can like and unlike it. Okay. It's not dislike. Okay. We are allowing them to undo the like that they had done. Okay. Good enough. Did you understand? I'll just repeat one more time. What was the data structure that we have created? What was the workflow that we added? And how is it all connected? Okay. So there were two data types that we created today. Okay. One was post comment. Okay. And within this data type, we have added two fields. One is the linked post, which is referring to the post where the user is adding the comment. The second is the comment text itself. What is the text or what is the comment that the user wants to add, right? So this is one. The second thing is post like. Okay. Here we just need which is the post that the user wants to like. Okay. Um, so only one field. And with regards to the comment, it's coming from here. We have added icon here. And the workflow is very simple. Create a new post comment. Comment text is multi-line input, add a comments value. And linked post equals to parent groups post, right? So for that, what we have done is we have added a group within which we have added the user's image, and then we have added a multi-line input box, right? And we have also added an icon, and this group is linked to parent groups post. Okay, and that's how we are linking it over here to parent groups post, right? And once the post comment has been created, we're adding a repeating group here, okay, which will basically display all the post comments which are linked to particular post. Okay, and that's how we saw that working here. I hope even this session is going on smooth, right? So I'll click on post, and you can see that my comment has been added to this particular post itself. Is this clear? Post comment is clear, everyone. The data types, the front end, and the workflow. Is this clear? Post comment, everyone. Yes, if you are able to log in, please log in and add your comments. Right. So I'm just sharing the link in the chat box. Go there and try out. You should be able to add your comments and we should be able to see them. Please try it out. Yeah, so we can see Hemant's comment here, right? Where he has added trial post is amazing, right? So we can see that comment coming in here. We can see someone adding a new post, but probably not logged in. And that's why we don't have anything here. We can see Aditya's comment here. Yes, for sure, right? The session is getting more technical now. Yes, that's right. I mean, but concentrate because I'm going very, very slow. I understand that it's getting more and more technical, and that's why I'm being very, very slow. Yeah. Um, do not worry, right? I'll repeat it n number of times so that you can get a hang of it, right? It's very, very simple. Nothing to worry about. Okay. I'll repeat the like functionality. What is the data type that we created? What is the workflow that we added and so on and so forth. So you will be able to understand this even better. Okay. Sorry, I'm taking a few seconds break in between because of my cough. I do not want to disturb you people. Okay. Anyways, so with regards to the post like data type, so we have added post like here, and the only thing that we wanted is link post. Okay, which we discussed already. Now I've added a button here, which is for like, right? And by default, it is gray in color, right? And we have added two workflows here. One, when there is no like by the current user, then we are going to create a new post like, right? And the linked post would be parent groups post. Okay. The condition I'll walk you through again. Do a search for linked post equals to parent groups post created by equals to current user, right? So if the current user has not liked it yet, then when they click on it, we are supposed to show that it is liked by the current user, which is how we are turning the button to blue or the icon and the text to blue. Okay. There is one more condition, right? That means we have added two workflows for the same button now. Okay. And it will run based on the condition. First condition, when there is no like. Okay. That is count is 0. The second condition is similar, but when we are checking the count is greater than 0, which means the current user has already liked this. And if they click on it again, the like will be removed. And the way we are removing it is we are deleting the record that was created. Okay. Now, those of you who have logged in, click on the like button and see if it is reflecting for you. Check if you are able to see the blue icon on the like button that we have for whichever post you have clicked. Can we check that? Everyone, are you able to check that? That's what I checked here, but LinkedIn does not show the count over here. This is a different feature altogether. We will not go there yet. Okay, we will probably explore that sometime later. Okay, are we good with the commenting and the liking feature, everyone? Okay, the next thing that we have to explore is option sets. Okay, option set is here. What are option sets? Let's understand this, right? I'll skip the tutorial here. Whenever you want to have, whenever you want users to choose from available options, okay, and even you know that these options will not change over time, okay, then we use something called option sets. I'll give you an example. Days of the week, right? We know that even over a period of time, this will not change. It will be Monday to Sunday, right? Months of the year, it will be January to December. It will not change over time, irrespective of whether the user is coming from India or US or Pakistan or Australia, right? These options will remain the same, right? So these are the options that we can create in options. Okay. It could also be gender, right? Male, female. Or you might want to add the third option like do not prefer to specify, right? Can you all type in the chat box what are the option sets that you can think of? Come on, come on, come on. What are the options that you can think of? Toppings for pizza. Okay. But don't you think toppings for pizza may change over time? Like today we might have some toppings, tomorrow they might come up with some other flavors, right? Country is a good option. Okay. Like maybe a new country may come in, but that can happen once a while, not like very often, right? Poles, okay, continents, good. Country code, good. What else? What else? What else? What else do you think can be added as option sets? States of a country, yes. Okay, let's create a few option sets. Okay, so days of week. So once you create option set from here, okay, you can create options within that option set from here. Okay, so I'll start with Sunday, then Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, Friday, and Saturday, right? Likewise, months, we can create January, February, March, April, May, June, right? July, August, September, October, November, and December. Okay. Now, ratings also could be added, right? 1 to 10. Now, please keep in mind, unlike app data, which can be created and deleted using workflows, right? Option sets cannot be created or deleted with workflows. We'll have to manually come and add the option sets over here. If you want to delete it, we can delete it from here. Okay. We do not have any workflows for creating or deleting options or option sets. Okay. And that's why you're going to create this only for option sets, which might not change over time. Okay. Now, you might also have something like experience level. Okay. When somebody is applying for a job role or something like that, right? Everybody's experience level might be very, very different. But you want to know how are the people, like what is the experience level of users who are applying, and you do not want them to input something. And that's why you might want to create an option set, something like experience level, where you can say less than 1 year, okay, 1 to 3 years, right? 3 to 5 years, 5 to 10 years, 10 or greater than 10 years, right? Okay. So by creating these options and allowing the users to choose from one of these, okay, you are avoiding users to add their own flavors, right? So less than 1 year can be written in so many different ways. Yeah, I can write less than 1 year. I can use I can use this particular format. Okay, I can also use what is it? Excuse me. Sorry, guys. Yeah. So there are multiple ways for the users to uh, add in text if they have to input these values. And that's why when you have options available, they cannot do anything but to choose from this. This will help you from filtering the data. Is this clear? Are we clear on what are the use cases of option set and how do we create option sets? We will look into how do we map that to data type and how do we use it and all. But are you clear with where do we use option set and how do we create option sets? Are we clear on that? Okay, good. So let's go to the next step, which is how do we map these option sets onto data types, right? Um, so let's think of some field that we can have because post comments and okay, let's go to user. I'll also create one more option type which will be like gender. Okay, and we can have male, female, and do not refer to specified. Okay, let's go to data types. I'm going to user data type. I'm going to add a new field. Okay, closely observe. I'm going to name this field as gender. I'll go to field type. Until now, we didn't have any option set. We had the data types, user, post, post comment, post like, right? We had basic types like text, number, numeric range, and all of that. Okay. Now that we have added option sets, okay, we can also choose from option set. Okay. I'll select gender now and I'll click on create. Once I select this option set, you can see that we have default values, right? So if I want a default value to be given for any new records that is getting created, then I can do it from here. Okay. In this case, we do not want any default values to be given. So I'll leave it empty. Okay. Now, if we go to the register page, right, we will check for the register option here. Okay. Which is where we ask for name, email ID, city, password, and so on and so forth. I'll add a drop down, right? And that drop down would be choose gender. Choice style wouldn't be static here. We will go with dynamic. Types of choice would be gender. Choice source would be all gender, okay, which is coming from option set. Remember, if this is coming from data types, okay, then we would do a search for. Okay, if I select this as user, then this would be do a search for, and then we would search for users, add any constraints if required, and so on and so forth. Option set would be what I say, user's name or email address or whatever it is. Because we are doing it as an option set, right? We cannot do a search for. Instead, we have an option called all gender. Okay, because we have chosen all gender here, it will give us all gender. If we chose this days of the week, then this will be all days of the week, right? I'm going to select this one as gender, and this would be all gender. Okay. Now, let me go back to option set. Anything that you create in option set will have display as default. Okay. And that display is nothing but the text that we have here. Okay. What do I mean by that? When I create an option in the option set, gender is an option set. Male, female, do not prefer to specify are three options within that option set. So male is a display text. Female is a display text. Do not prefer to specify is also display text. Okay. I'll give you an example as to what this display text is and what are the other attributes. I'll go to months. Now we all know that January is 1, February is 2, March is 3, April is 4, and so on and so forth. Okay. If we want to add that in the option set, then I can go to create a new attribute and I can call this as month number. Attribute type would be a number. This is like creating a data field in the data type. Okay. So I'll create this as month number. I'll give it as number, create. Now you can see that display is text, month number is number. Okay. So I'll go to modify attributes, and for January, I'll give it as 1. For February, I'll give it as 2. For March, I'll give it as 3. For April, I'll make it as 4. May, we will make it as 5. June, I'll make it as 6. July would be 7. August would be 8. September would be 9. October would be 10. November would be 11. And December would be 12. Now I'll show you how this will change on the front end. I'll go back to months. I'll make it as all months. Okay. Option caption. Closely observe this. Option caption. So whenever we've chosen option set, option caption generally will be current options display. Okay. I'll show you in the preview mode how these values will change. Closely observe. Okay, I have not made this visible, looks like. So I'll make this as visible. I'll hide this one. Okay, now, oh, it's not choose gender, sorry. It's choose month. But I hope you understand. Right, so if I come back, when I refresh, and when I go here, it will show me January, February, March, April, May, June, July, August, September, October, November. Because I have given current options display. We have one more attribute in this particular option set, and that is called month number. If I use current options month number in the option caption for the drop down, this will show us the number. Choose month will be 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12. Now, do you understand what is the option caption? Right? We can use display or we can use any other attributes that we have created for the option set. Is this clear, everyone? Did you understand how do we map the option set to the data type and how do we allow users to choose from the option set using a drop down or any other method? Is this clear, everyone? Okay, I'll change back to choose gender. Okay, and this would be gender. This will be all gender and current options this. Okay, and one thing we have to change is in the register we have to add a gender as well. Okay, which is like we just go here, gender would be drop down, choose genders value. Okay, let me quickly register. I think I have to log out for that. Do I have a logout page? Okay, I think I can log out from here. Okay, I have not enabled the logout button. Let me do that. Where's logout? Yeah. Let me log out and re-register. So I'm clicking on this one, which is logout, and then I'm testing gender. Email is gender@com. Some Bangalore. Choose mail and click on register. Okay, password is not valid because we have added some this thing. Password required. One number, one capital letter, and one non-alpha. Okay. So try this. Yeah, so this works, right? So if we go back to the data type, app data, if we go to user, then we can see for this one, it has use the male as gender. So did you understand what is the use case of option set? How do we create it? How do we map it to data type? And how do we link it from the front end? It's pretty simple thing. As we move on, we might be exploring some of the complex, what is it, complex things where option set might be required. But as of now, just understand the basics of option set. Yeah, are we good, everyone? Can we move on to the third topic for today, which is custom states? If yes, then type in 3 in the chat box. Okay. One person is ready. Yes, yes, yes. Come on, come on, come on. Okay. I can understand that these things can get overwhelming. Okay. But take a pause, right? Once we are done with the session, today or tomorrow, right? Go through the recording once again and see what you have not understood, right? We will have a bubble roundtable tomorrow. So if you don't understand anything, please join back. We will discuss, we will clarify whatever you have not understood. Okay. This is very, very simple. So do not get confused. If you are confused, we are here to help you clarify things. Okay. So let's get to the third topic for today, which is custom states. Okay. Now, what are custom states? Custom states are temporary storage on your browser. Okay. This will remain only until you refresh the page. It will not be saved on your browser. It will not be saved in your database. Okay. It will not be saved anywhere. It's just a temporary storage until your page gets refreshed. Okay. Let me check if I can show you some example. Hmm. Okay. I'll show you my own example. Right. So we have this home, my network, jobs, messaging, notification, and so on and so forth. Right. In LinkedIn, they have done it using URL parameters. Right. You can see that whenever you change from one to another, this URL is getting changed. Okay. But what we will do for now is we will use custom states to understand this different tabs. Okay. And for that, I'll go to feed page. Okay. Now we have done only this home section. Now we want to go to my network. We want to go to jobs. We want to go to messages, messaging. We want to go to notifications. And as and when we keep shifting from one to another, we want it to show us highlighted. Okay. For that, we can create custom states. Now, custom states can be created on any element which is available over here. Right? It could be at the page level, it could be at the floating group level, it could be at the group level, it could be at the what is it? Child most element level as well. Okay, but I would always like to create custom states at the parent most level. Right? The reason being we will be easily able to find the custom states. Okay. Do not get confused. Just start with creating custom states at the parent most level. And as and when you start exploring more and more, if you feel comfortable, you can create it anywhere. Now, click on the element where you want to create custom state, and then click on this eye icon. Once you click on this, there is one more window that opens up. Here, click on add a new custom state. Okay. Now, custom state name is tab. I'll make the state name as tab. State type. Now, again, this can be option set, this can be data types, it can be text. Okay. For now, I'll make it as text. So I'm creating a custom state. The state type can be any of the data types that we have, okay, which could be option set, which could be data type, which could also be basic types. I'm going to use text, which is a basic type. I'll create. Now, by default, I want this to be home. Okay. Default value, I'm giving it as home. Now let me come to my network. Right. This is the button that we have created. I'll click on add workflow. And I am going to change the custom state. And the way we do that is element actions, set state of an element. Now you first have to select the element, which is feed, the parentmost this thing in our case. Custom state, which is tab, okay, which is what we created. And here I'll make this as network. Okay. So I'm changing the custom state to network. I'll go back to the design, and on this particular element, conditional, I'll add a condition. I'll have to first search for the element where I've created custom state, which is feed. I'll select feed. Custom state name is tab. You can see here custom states. I'll select tab. And I'll add user operators, which is. I'll search for network. If feeds tab is equals to network, then I want the icon color font color, okay, to be of this one. This is black. Yeah, icon and this thing is black, right? So I'll go back here. I'll make this as black. Likewise, I want to change icon color also. Let's quickly check what happens. I am clicking on this one. Okay. You can see that the color has got changed over here. Okay. We also have to get the underline, and we also have to ensure that this color goes back to gray color. Okay. So this is a underline, which is basically each borders solid 200, right? So so for that we have to first define each border separately. That can be done over here itself. Now we can make this as bottom file. We can make it a solid, and then again search for bottom border color bottom, and this should be black. Okay, this settings will get the underline over here. We have to change it over here, and the change that we have to do here is if feed tab, which is the custom state, is not home, right? Is not home. Okay. In fact, I can copy the same condition. I can paste it over here. Okay, that would be better. And I'll just change this to is not home. Okay. Then font color would be gray, which is basically this one. 6B, 6B, 6B. Okay, so we'll make it as 6B, 6B, 6B. And was it 100%? 100%. Okay, likewise. Oh, not here. Sorry. You have to make that change over here. Okay, font color would be 6B, 6B. And we'll also have to make icon color 6B, 6B, 6B. Okay, and border we don't need, so I'll make it as none. I'll remove this. Let's quickly check if this is working fine. So we have home by default. I'm going to click on my network, and this got black with the line. Okay, one last thing that we want is we want the bottom border width to be 2, because that's what we are given for this one as well. Okay, let's quickly check this. Clicking on this one, this got selected. I want to make similar things for this, this, and this. Let me do that. I'll copy this. I'll go to jobs. I'll add the condition. I'll make this as jobs. Okay. I'll go to this one, paste the same condition, and I'll make this as message. I'll go to notification. I'll paste the same thing, and I will add notification. Okay. We have used this text. We have to remember what is the text that we have added in the condition, and we have to use the same thing to change when we click on this. So go to add workflow. The way we set the custom state is elements action, set state of an element. What is the element? Feed. What is the custom state? Tab. And here we want this to be changed to jobs. We will go back, select messaging. Let's check it is message, right? So let's come back, add workflow. We'll set the custom state via element actions, set state of an element. Element is feed, custom state is tab, and the value is message. Come back, notification, add workflow, set the custom state via element actions, set state of an element. Element is feed, custom state is tab, value is notification. So let's quickly check if this is working fine on the header. Okay, so we are on the home. I'll click on my network, jobs. Okay, we have not added the underline, so I'll come to that. Messages, notification. Okay, so come over here, copy this, come back. Oh yeah. Okay, it's not coming. Why is, oh yeah. I have to enable this, enable this, enable this. And now let's paste it. Yeah, we have all of this. We just have to change this again to jobs. Okay, we can also copy this expression from here and paste it and remove this one. Go to notification, paste it, copy this expression, paste it, and delete. Let's quickly check if this is working fine. So by default, you can see this. By default, it always lands on home. Okay, and that's what I meant by custom states, right? Every time you load the page, it will go to the default value. Okay, the value will remain whatever it is until the page is loaded. Once the page is loaded, the value will be gone. It will come to default value. I'll go to jobs, I'll go to messaging, I'll go to notification, and the tabs are getting changed. One last thing that we have to do is for home, which we had not done. So I'll come here, I'll add the workflow. Again, the same thing, elements action, set state of an element, feed, tab, and this time it is home. Go back. And it's home, my network, jobs, messaging, notification. Back to home. You can go to any tabs and that will get activated. Is this clear? Is this clear, everyone? Okay. So we can also change the what is it, group over here. So we have this group main, right, which is the home group. Okay. We have create post and group repeating group posts, right? So what we can do is we can create another group within. Okay, I'm going to add a group within group main, and this I'm going to call it as home. Okay, I'll add the same settings that we had in group main. Okay, and I'm going to add this within the group home. Wait. Okay. Yeah, this needs to be within group main. I'll tell you why, right? We are going to display the group home only if we are in the home custom state. That is, we'll search for feed. Okay. Tab is not home. Then we will hide this. Okay. Now we will create one group for every tab that we have. Next is jobs, I guess. Right, and add this within group main. And this will be hidden by default. But we will show this if feed tab is jobs. Okay, this is the condition. We will display this. I'm not going to add anything there. I'm just going to add a text that we can show. This is the jobs tab, right? I'll copy this one. We'll make this as my network. Same thing. Here we will change it to network. We'll create one more copy, and this time it will be message. Condition will be same thing, message. Okay. The same condition that we used previously to show the tabs active, we're doing it for the groups now. Okay. I'm going to notification now. Right. You can also go to the tab and copy the condition from here and paste that also over here. Okay, again, we have to change the text. This is for what? My network. This is network tab. This is message. So we'll make this as message tab. This is notifications. Okay, let's quickly check what happens. I'm going to my network. Group is being shown. I'm going to jobs. Jobs group is being shown. Going to messages. The message group is being shown. I am going to notifications, and notifications group will be shown. If I come back home, we will have the repeating group, and so the create post has gone at the bottom. Let's bring that here. This should be the first one. Yeah. Is this clear, everyone? Did you understand what are custom states and what is one of the use case of custom state? We will find out a lot of use cases for custom states as we move on. But for today, just understand the basics of custom state. Are we clear on that? Everyone? Okay, great. That's all we had for today. Okay, so we covered data types, we covered option set, and we covered custom states. Okay, so I'm happy to take questions now. We are also enabling the Zoom meeting. If anybody would want to join Zoom meeting to share their screen and ask their questions, feel free to do so. So I'm sharing the link in the chat box. Punita has also shared this in the community. So feel free to join. Okay. Yes, please put in your questions in chat box or join Zoom and you can talk there as well. Just give me a minute. I'll enable people to share their screen. I do not want to share my screen from here. Most share screen. Yeah. Okay. Any questions, anyone? I can understand that the topics that we covered today can be a bit overwhelming because until now we were talking about very basic stuff. Okay. But as I mentioned, do not get worried. We are here to ensure that each one of you can understand everything that we are teaching. Okay. But all we expect from you is to practice, right? And get the right questions towards our
Enable
side.
people to
That
share
is,
their screen. I want to share my screen here.
sure. You want to
Yeah.
share your screen?
Yeah, good evening,
Good
Mr.
evening, Mr.
Ritesh.
Ritesh. Any questions, anyone?
Am I audible, Mr. Ritesh?
I can understand that the topics that we covered today can be a bit overwhelming because until now we were talking about very basic stuff. Okay, but as I mentioned, do not get worried. We are here to ensure that each one of you can understand everything that we are teaching. But all we expect from you is to
Yep.
and get the right questions to us. Share my screen. Sure. You can share your screen.
Yeah,
Good evening, Mr. Hey. Am I audible, Mr. Ritesh?
hello, Mr. Ritesh. Okay. Yeah. So now the connecting the data type. Say for example, when I have one project. So in the project, every project will have a different tasks. Say for example, see now field say preparation of shop drawing, submission of shop drawing.
Say, for example, when I have one project, hello, so in the project, every project will have a different task. Say, for example, see now the preparation of shop drawing, submission of shop drawing.
Any other questions from anybody? We have a few more audience. So please feel free to ask questions if you have any questions. And Manoj, I can hear you. So if you have anything, please go on. Ask your question on Zoom. If you want to share your screen, you can do so as well. Okay, nobody has any questions on YouTube. Okay, if that's the case, then we can wind up the session. I'll check if Manoj has any questions. He has joined on Zoom. I'll check that and close this. Thank you everyone for joining in. Please do practice. because whatever we are covering right now are the basics for everything else to come, right? So please do practice. If you have any questions, join in Bubble Roundtable tomorrow, which is happening from 7 to 9. And I'll answer your questions. We'll get the clarity and everything. And then we will move on to the next session. Okay. Thank you everyone for joining in. See you tomorrow and happy weekend.